illustrious and lovely guest we've got on the show tonight, Jason Concepcion, Network.
The legend.
There he is.
Living legend.
Joining us. Hey, Jason, we had to have you in with the Roy Hibbert card. Had to.
We're doing it for these legends tonight. These Laker legends.
Oh my goodness,
Brown. Oh my God. Hey, hold on to that. That could just jump up one day like the GameStop stock. You never know.
It's gonna pop up.
Goddamn, Jason. First of all, I want to say I got a friend that's a Knicks fan. Okay.
Yeah.
You can tell me if I was wrong for doing this. Last year during the NBA draft for Yahoo, I tweeted out the Knicks are back when they drafted Obi Toppin.
Okay.
And I got shit on, but rightfully so, kind of. But he texted me, was like, how can you say this? Like, we're not back, blah, blah, blah. So every time you guys win, I get to text him and say, are you ready to apologize to me yet? And it is the fucking best.
Well, I'll say this. It's not Toppin. It turns out that it might be Emmanuel Quickley from Kentucky, who is the guy that's really brought them back. Listen, another loss last night, faded in the second half for the Knicks, but overall, I'm pretty happy. I'm pretty happy with what I'm seeing from the team. Quickly is turning into a real player. Toppin has been up and down, but that's okay. He was out for most of the early season, and Thibs, despite the fact that the guy is like completely inflexible about his lineups and plays dudes a trillion, billion, million minutes, is a good coach.
Yes. He's a good
Can we
coach.
talk about the man who deserves the credit here? None other than James Dolan. No, I'm just fucking.
Let's go, Jimmy!
What, hey, every NBA owner for the most part, besides Jeannie Buss, looks like Gwildor from Masters of the Universe, and it's really there's like a Gwildor stack of NBA looking owners, and they just cause chaos, and they don't ever try to win or perform well, and they benefit somehow. I don't get it.
Just very quickly, there was an event that I went to once with Jason where a certain Midwest NBA owner was there with a broken wrist and very much on cocaine. And I remember seeing the person and not knowing it was an NBA owner. And Jason tapped me on the shoulder, and I turned to him and he points at the guy. I'm like, "Yeah, who's the cokehead?" And he goes, "That's the guy that owns." And I'm not going to say the team because you don't know how crazy owners are, but he was super on one. So
on one.
I'll let you guess who it was. But NBA team.
Shout out Antoine Rap.
Yeah.
Antoine Rap. What do you rap about, Antoine? Hopefully not about these Lakers.
So, yep. Another
Why
Lakers
are you guys
loss.
complaining? You guys are fucking fine. You're fine.
Excellent.
You lost to a very good defensive team with a big man who's currently playing out of his mind and he was just demolishing you guys tonight. But it's like, you lost to a very good team. You're still an incredible basketball club. LeBron James went supernova less than 48 hours ago. You guys are fine.
Yeah, that's fair. And he's still at 30 tonight, even after going, off the other night. And I'll take it. It's just like when Tobias Harris chooses to be Brandon Roy for like a stretch, it fucking is devastating. And like he just ices that game. J.R. Cole hit the game winner on us, or J. Cole Jr. hit the game on us. Yeah, not easy, not great.
This is for all the fans that waited. Yeah, you can't have dudes that look like Jermaine Cole giving you bucks. I don't blame Caruso though. I blame the system. It's not Caruso's fault. He's playing at an MVP bench level. If there was bench MVPs, he would be in the running. So I don't blame Caruso, but it was tough. I mean, it's tough. I would rather they just took that L and kept it moving. It's tough to get your hopes up, get close, think you got the game. AD puts them ahead. LeBron with the game-winning, go ahead assist at that point, and then they just trick it. But that's the NBA. The game is the game. 10-1 on the road. LeBron's still the MVP. Caruso or Curry? This was we can go back to the last topic, but we can go back to the Caruso or Curry. And this wasn't Seth. This is the Steph question. Caruso, whose jumper's wetter at this point in the league right now?
Oh my God. They're gonna get so mad. When Warriors World sees this Josiah, he's gonna get so mad. And he's gonna think I set this up.
I'm telling you right now, Curry, statistic wise,
they hate
better than the 3-point line. Alex Caruso.
Oh my God!
Unfortunately,
I would just say that I wish that I was a Laker fan, because you guys have swung from within 45 seconds wilding out about a loss. You guys are 14-4.
Yeah.
To saying, I don't know, Alex Caruso or Steph Curry. Who's really hotter right now?
This is Laker fandom. I love it. I'm a LeBron guy. We're new here, but you can say the most outlandish shit, and people have to roll with it. And Caruso almost made the fucking All-Star team. What can anybody say? He was getting votes.
Yeah, if anyone ever had any questions as to how people could pump a stock like they did with GameStop today, go see what the Lakers fans did for Alex Caruso almost making an All-Star game. I mean, can you? I can't. I knew a girl that dated him pre that. Like, she dated him for like 6 months, and then they broke up. And I just can't imagine how tough that'd be, seeing Alex Caruso become like. And she lives in LA, so like I couldn't imagine seeing Alex Caruso become like the godsend of LA, and having to just see that everywhere.
Well, I mean, I can. He's the man. Light-skinned, embraced by the black community. He used to be a to-go plate at the cookout. He might get a hot link now. That's how much he's expanded in our mind, in our mentality. But Jason, while we got you here, obviously LeBron and Embiid probably the front runners for the MVP race. Who are you rolling with? Everybody's talking, and honestly, Embiid gave Bron them hands tonight, so I think it might have shifted a little bit. He's kind of even leaped ahead in some people's minds. But who are you rolling with?
Well, if Embiid keeps doing this, it's. I think it will be him for various reasons. One, because statistically, it's just insane what he's doing. It's just he's putting up like just crazy numbers. And especially for a guy on a team where, the Sixers came into the season and a lot of the discourse was like, okay, if we trade for Harden, which one we keeping? I think he's proved that if that, in that theoretical exercise, it would have the big move would have been him. And the other thing is, like, LeBron has won so many, so it's like, you know how it is, right? With the MVP, it's a lot of it is about the narrative and who's won it before and who are we tired of and who gets it again. And like, so I really think that if Embiid keeps doing this because of the narrative and how well he's playing, it would swing to him. That said, LeBron is crushing right now. It's unbelievable. I mean, the display he put on the game before this was unreal.
Yeah.
This guy is 30. How old is he? 35? 36.
Senior citizen.
He I wanted to go to LeBron. Obviously, I'm very biased. Someone we know said that compared to what Tom Brady's doing with the Bucks to MJ with the Wizards, and that's just not at all true. What LeBron is doing with this Lakers team is fucking insane, and that LeBron is still the best guy, and he's playing with AD, and I don't know who in the West is better than LeBron right now. There's maybe a couple guys in the East you'd say can challenge for the MVP, but at this age, I don't know. Narrative is all Embiid this season. No one wants to vote for Giannis or LeBron anymore.
Strong. I mean, narrative is powerful.
Giannis got two. He got a two-piece already. You need three. Look.
Yeah, Giannis isn't going to get three. I'll say this. Sorry. I remember when I was a kid looking at like Kareem stats and being like, how does this guy play 20 years and score? Like, this is unbelievable. And now to be experiencing it with LeBron, but on like a level that is just, it's absurd what he's doing. It's just every time I watch him, I just am like, I need to appreciate this because this guy is unreal.
Yeah.
I appreciate it so much. I'm going to pay $20 to see Space Jam 2. And I may just keep, I will not buy the bootleg on Crenshaw. I will not buy it. I will not accept your janky links. I don't want the screener. I will pay money for LeBron James to support him like I used to support Lil Wayne back in the day for really just delivering constantly. But I think, they talk about the narrative and all that shit. You know, for me, it's funny. LeBron comes to the West. Now the West is trash. Now everybody's dipping. And now the East is like the juggernaut. But if LeBron could lead these Lakers to the number one spot in the NBA, I think it's hard. Like, I'm rolling with Embiid. I think he's doing incredible shit. But, and I'm a LeBron guy, so you already know. But enough with the LeBron slander. He doesn't have enough MVPs. He could always have more. Give the man. They did the same shit to MJ. Don't let it happen again. Right the wrongs.
Yeah.
Right the wrongs.
Yeah, I agree with you. Narrative is his biggest foe right now.
Yeah. Which is, whenever we look back at an MVP, it always is like, God, that was stupid that we did that. Yeah. Like the year that Kobe was having and they gave it to Nash, it was like, should we have really done that? Now in hindsight, like, probably no.
Karl Malone?
Yeah. I mean, it's like, there's just the narrative thing. I understand why it happens. There's just fatigue hearing the same guy's name over and over and over again. But, oh, my God, whenever we look back, it's like, God, we look really dumb as a collective.
But we know what Karl Malone is on now, and I'm sure they knew it back then. I know there was no Twitter and things like that, but to get that man that was a different time. They weren't really communicating like they do nowadays because, shit, even back then he was getting it going. But now let's move this thing forward. Obviously, the big news today. Apparently, Reddit took over the stock market. I'm a square, so Jack, I think you could probably speak to this better than me.
Sure. Well, first of all, let me just shout out Jake Schwartz, my younger brother, who is a double major in econ and computer sciences, who bought. Was that your sister?
It's my Robinhood account. Let's go, baby! Let's go!
Jake Schwartz bought the stock at $4 and had just been holding on to it for like a year with this long-term play. In the back of his mind, he's offloaded it. He's out. He did it before today when it really went real crazy. But basically, people were seeing that all these people were betting against, to a level degree, they're betting against GameStop, and they just knew that it fundamentally couldn't happen quite at the level at which people were aiming at it. And so they started buying up the stock, and it went up and up and up and up. And I have a friend, is someone putting it on this chat? I got a lot of friends around here, but I got a friend that works for the fucking hedge fund that got hammered. And oh my God, I was texting at the end of the day, just shitting his pants. Like, he's like, this is a bloodbath for us.
We about to start chewing on some 38s. Oof.
Did borrow like $3 billion. So yeah.
Cool. A cool 2.75 bill. I mean, what's that between friends? Just be like, yo, you got 2.75 billion on you that I could hold for a second, so
this
we can stay
like
afloat right now.
Problem. Straight white people problem. I don't know nothing about 2.7 billion. We can't even get the 2.7 million loan. So we just, sitting on the sideline. I do enjoy the AMC. I spent a lot of time there as a kid. I used to love the unlimited popcorn and beverage option that they had. I'll say that. Saw the Sandlot there. Like, I mean, this. I have an affinity for that particular theater. It's almost as good as the Magic Johnson Theater, almost. Magic has strawberry soda and just a dedicated workforce. But we got stock market. So, Jason, I want to ask you, whose stock in the league is going up and whose stock is going down, in your opinion? And who you can slander?
What's the GameStop? What's your, I'm buying it right now with the intent of offloading it. Like, this year, it's going to be a heater.
Offloading?
Buy it with the intent of offloading it. And/or offloading. What are you shorting?
Julius Randle. Julius Randle of the New York Knicks. It's like a moon rocket right now. Let me tell you, this guy he's cooled off a little bit. Yeah. But if he keeps the numbers that he has, I mean, we're talking all-star level for Julius Randle. Like, maybe third team all NBA, like crazy stuff. He's leading the league in minutes because that's what Thibs does, and he's responding. Shouts to him. Listen, I don't know if it's good to play 38 minutes a game. I'm not his doctor. I don't watch his knees. That's not my responsibility. I will say I would love it if his value continued to rise and the Knicks were able to turn him into, a couple draft picks, maybe a nice young player. That's all.
Yeah. Love that.
Is that all the world is now? Is that all? Everybody's trying to get all these draft picks, but then when they get these draft picks, they just trade them for more draft picks, and it's never just like maybe drafting isn't your thing, playboys and girls. Maybe just like.
Well, can I have one draft? We have the Mavericks draft pick this year. Unfortunately, they're like kind of pretty good. They have Luka, obviously, so they can't be that bad. But it's like I'm not looking to go Presti level where it's like my entire team is draft picks. But it's there's a great deep draft this year. Cade Cunningham among the many stars that could come out of this draft. Can I just hold 1 or 2 draft picks? That's all. I'm not talking about like 50 draft picks. Can I get one?
The Knicks deserve it. They deserve it.
Bronny James, when he gets to the league, is either going to Houston or Oklahoma, and that's it. There's no other options when those drafts come. Those are the only 2 teams that have picks. That's all I know. That's it. That's happening for him.
If you're Bronny, do you just retire in that moment? I'm
go to Houston.
Danny Ferry, I'm going to Italy. Fuck y'all.
Yeah.
Arrivederci's.
I don't know whose stock I would be buying it right now. I'm trying to think whose stock I would short.
Ooh.
Like, I mean, if there's a stock to buy right now, it's probably like Kelly Oubre. Like it's so low right now. It's so low right now. There's no way it's going lower. Let me buy that stock. At the very least, I could liquidate it and sell it for like money on StockX. You know what I mean? Like, Kelly Oubre is a gentleman that can move some clothes for you if you need. This isn't just an NBA play. This is a guy who knows how to do things off the court. But Oubre is a penny stock at this point. Yeah, we're buying low. Brian knows. Brian the legend.
I feel like the Warriors, like, he's in a bad spot because if he starts playing good, it's like, we're just going to ship you out. So really, like, we just want you to play really good so we can convince somebody. And that's kind of like, I feel like they're trying to do that to Kuz too. Like, look, Kuz, ball out so we can try and ship you somewhere else. But a guy, that's intriguing to me that I'm rolling with. I'm good friends with his pops. Is Trae Young. So Jason, I want to ask you. Trae has a lot of fans and a lot of haters too, but he's got the Hawks right now. I want to say 6th place in the East. He's been coming off of they're 4-1 in their last 5, putting up obscene numbers. We'd heard the story that broke before about the locker room issues, and Collins kind of wanted him to not facilitate as much. So when you see a guy like Trae, where do you stand in that whole the Trae Young?
I think he's offensively, it's off the charts, the stuff he does. At his size, to be able to score the way he does, he's really perfected that move that, you would have – you see James Harden do a lot. Chris Paul is really good at it too, where he comes around the pick and then kind of stops, and guys run over the back of him, and he either gets the foul or he puts the shot up, he gets the and one. That is just – he's so crafty, and his size to be able to score amongst the trees. Look at the numbers he puts up. I don't even care about his defense, because it's like, when you score like that, like, who cares? One, when you score like that, who cares? Two, he's like, they list him at 6 foot. He's probably like 5'10" or whatever. You're just never going to be a good defender at that size. It's just like what it is. But with the team they have around him now, with Bogdanovic and Capella, Danilo, they have a good team. He doesn't have to handle it all the time. DeAndre Hunter, Kevin Huerter. Like, I think that, yes, absolutely, he will take the Hawks to the playoffs. It would be a disappointment if the Hawks did not make the playoffs this year. A major disappointment.
I agree. And I want to play a game with you guys just really quickly. Indulge me on this, okay? Player A, 180 games, okay? Averaging 17.5 points, 5.8 assists, 4 rebounds, okay? Player B, 157 games played, and he's averaging 23.8 points. He's averaging 8.6 assists and 4 rebounds. So more assists, fewer games, more points, rebounds, whatever. Which player would you be like, that guy's objectively, which of those 2 guys do you think is better?
Well, this is obviously going to be a trick question, but I'm just going to say the second guy.
So the second guy is Trae Young, and the first guy is Steph Curry. And I would just like to say that at this point, we need to start looking. My mentions are going to be horrible because they're going to clip this. We need to start looking at what Trae is doing and appreciate. Now, it would never have happened without Steph, but it is to say he is maybe a more evolved version of Steph. All right.
Zach, I made this point last year. I told just second seasons, through the first 2 seasons, I said TRAE was a better scorer than Steph. The internet fat shamed me, jokes, people with basketball opinions that had no business giving basketball opinions, called every name under the sun, was told about Steph's 2016 season as if that was in his first 2 seasons. I was like, people didn't listen. Yeah. I didn't get mad. I didn't take it personal. I didn't respect most of their opinions anyway, so it wasn't anything I could have been hurt by. But year 3, we don't want to do that comparison because Steph was actually hurt third year. I want to say it was after the lockout. He was like 13-13 when he played, so it's not comparable. But I will say what TRAE's doing is fucking phenomenal.
It's phenomenal.
It's a lot of hate, like, oh, he doesn't play D, whatever. His defense is to get buckets.
Yeah.
I've never seen a game 1-0-0. That's my response to everybody who loves defense. Never seen it.
It is to say, and also, TRAE is younger than him. TRAE came into the league younger than him and is doing this at a younger age than him. Sky's the limit. Wait until he gets a Klay Thompson and or a Draymond Green on that roster. He's kind of has some young guys coming in now. It's like, let's appreciate it. I got so sick of people just shitting on the Hawks that, like, appreciate what this man is doing.
I think there's a lot of people also that just have not been fucking with the Hawks like on a regular basis. You know, you see the clips, or you see some highlights of TRAE, you see his hair looking wild, and you hear, the stuff on the internet or whatever that he's not playing defense. So you don't really realize when you watch them just how off the charts offensively he is. And he's just like, he's absurd. And the fact that he has the option now to not be the primary ball handler all the time, just makes him more dangerous. He's out of control scorer.
You just needed the squad. I mean, it was a lot to ask that guy to come and even play as much as he did initially, but I think all that losing, you get used, you never want to get used to that. It makes you stronger and tougher. So he was in a great, him and Steph weren't in comparable positions, obviously, when they first came in.
Yeah.
But TRAE having to be thrust into that spotlight and take all those L's and deal with all that shit, you're seeing it now. I see it in his eyes when he's going up against fucking KD and Kyrie. Just, the way he's approaching and attacking the game now. And it's starting to make sense. It's not like this dude, everybody's looking at year 3 like he's in year 10. Like, he's going to keep growing and progressing. And he's going to keep getting buckets and getting wet. So I'm excited to see where this squad is. I think we all agree, like, they've got to make the playoffs. I think before there was some concern, but throw it back up.
That comes in here every week and chooses violence in the Bay Area every time.
A great region. Great places to be.
You didn't like the gentrified jersey that I made, so that's where that started. But that's all right. We'll win them back. Should we close out, with the kind of, obviously heavier subject from the week with, the passing of Kobe Bryant and the celebrations of him. I guess it's been a year, which is crazy. Just obviously the whole
crazy
what's filled in between, but it feels surreal, and it still feels like, my God, I can't believe Kobe's gone at this point, and I
legitimately still can't believe that it happened.
Yeah. But I talked with some people, some people over at the Wave offices that were basically, we were kind of like, he was supposed to be the guy that got older, the elder statesman. Like, he was so positioned to have the back nine be the best kind of form of Kobe as he was interacting with guys. He'd started taking these guys under his wing. There was this whole young group that idolized him to such a degree. And then, there's all the creative stuff going on and all that. So it was devastating not get to hear his thoughts and even see him celebrate this Lakers title. So that was kind of where I was at with it.
It's crazy to me to think, last year we were watching this about a year ago, obviously this Sixers-Lakers game, LeBron passes Kobe, I think, for third all time in scoring.
Yeah.
But just after the game, talks 15, 20 minutes at length just about how much Kobe meant to him, giving him shoes. And just, I saw, it's funny, amongst all the tributes and everything, it was a clip from Steven Jackson talking about, Kobe after a game met his son, who's like 10 or 11 at that point, just pulled him aside for like 10 to 15 minutes. And seeing the way Stack, obviously, how much of a real one is, and kind of, just how he was in the league, but seeing how much that meant to him and how emotional he was talking to Kobe about that. and Kobe just, remembering and appreciate, oh, yeah, man, I pulled the young bull aside, just gave him some words of advice. So just shit like that. It made me just think about, like, hoopers and just that community, how tight-knit it is, and how when guys – because Matt Barnes was there as well, and Kobe had worked out Matt's kids for their birthday present. Just simple shit. But, yeah, bring him on down, and just how much and willing he was to embrace everybody, how much he loved his kids and his family. And it's like a year ago we were watching that and just, devastated by that news. Obviously, it's been all pretty much fucking downhill ever since with the Rona and everything like that. And now even a year later, it's just like, man, this is still surreal. It's still hard. Every time I just think about Vanessa, kind of everything she's going through, every anniversary and benchmark, she has to be reminded of it, every anniversary, birthdays, every 81-point game, and this, that, first ring, fourth ring, anniversary of this and all. And it's just like, that shit it's a tough situation to be in. But I just, the way we've all rallied behind and uplifted and just try to turn a positive out of the situation and just keep his memory alive as much as possible, I think has been tremendous.
Yep. Absolutely. I thought everything, this week, I was very impressed with kind of the way that everyone chose to pay their tributes. Obviously, Vanessa kind of put out the statement, like, don't be a fucking idiot. Like, please recognize that we are a family and we have to deal with this every day. Yeah. This day is going to be hard. And, not to beat the drum too hard, but like USA Today decides to run tweets about like minute by minute of how it all happened. And it was like, what are you doing? The one thing that we kind of had established going in, but it is what it is. I don't want to shine too much light on that. I'd rather say how wonderful I thought everyone their kind of appreciation posts and all that stuff were. So
I think the thing that's really brought me a lot of joy and a feeling of optimism throughout this is just like that seeing how people who played with Kobe are staying close to the Bryant family, Pau Gasol, like staying close to Vanessa. That was like just incredibly touching to see that,
Absolutely.
That's the stuff that I think about the most. Absolutely.
So anyway, sorry to end us on a bit of a sad note, but it is what it is. And, I'm appreciative for what I got to see with him and how I got to watch him play. And it is fun. At the very least, this Lakers team is enjoyable right now. Like that, someone said, God, could you imagine, how shitty it would feel if this Lakers team was, was bad, and it's been nice watching them do it for Kobe and still kind of doing it for Kobe. So I guess some comfort in that.
4 losses, 14 wins. I'm thinking of you guys every day.
Pray for us.
I know it's hard. I know
winning is hard. It's hard being successful. It's stressful.
I know, and I just want you guys to know that I'm here for you. You guys ever need to reach out. If you have a close game or a game where you guys win, but it's like it didn't feel satisfying, you only won by like 5 or something on free throws or something like that. I'm always here for you guys.
We appreciate you, living legend. Thank you for coming on.
Thank you for having me. Really appreciate it.
Everybody, make sure you follow Network wherever you follow people at. Definitely on Twitter. And what are you up to, bro? I mean, I know you went from Emmy Award winner. The NBA desktop. What do you got cracking now? I'm sitting here like, I'm waiting to support whatever you got.
We'll come with announcements pretty soon. We're cooking up some stuff in the lab over at Crooked Media, and I'm excited to announce it soon.
Can't wait to watch, man. Like one of the best in basketball.
That's rich people code for I'm stunting and I got some shit I'm about to really drop on your fucking head. But that's what that means. Like, because I do that too. Like, I got a few things, and then it's like, ooh, Netflix show. Now what?
Yeah,
now what?
Josiah did that last year. He was like, yeah, I have something, I can't really talk about it, but it's coming. And then it was like, oh, it's that project. And so can't wait to see it, man. Can't wait.
Man, we appreciate you. Definitely gonna have you back on later. And thank you so much for rocking with us and supporting us.
I appreciate it.